everybody, and welcome to episode 8 of the Nerds at Large Anime Gauntlet for spring 2021. I am Jeff Mayo. This man doing weird hand things is Darby Hallman. And with us from across the web of the ocean or the sea, or I don't know words, is Alex Boone.
A lesson without pain is meaningless. That's because no one can gain anything without sacrifice something. But enduring that pain and overcoming it shall you attain an unmatched heart, a heart of full metal. Thank you.
Okay. I mean, he said the thing. He said the thing. The heart of full metal. Shit. I have a feeling he didn't say something halfway through that quote, though.
Yeah, he did.
He did?
Yeah, without sacrificing something.
Okay. I thought you said something another time. All right, never mind. I'm guessing that was Full Metal Jacket, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it was Full Metal Jacket.
All right, cool.
And then the dude blows his brains out.
Damn. That's heavy.
Yep. Well, it's the first 10 minutes of Full Metal Jacket.
Okay. I thought you were saying the guy who did Full Metal Alchemist blew his head off.
No. We were talking about Full Metal Jacket, Darby.
Yeah, but then I thought that was just a brief detour. Didn't know. Jeff, what is this show?
This is a show where we watch anime, not on camera, and then we come on camera to talk about said anime. And
Have we tried doing the opposite yet?
Not yet. We can next week though.
Okay.
We have the option to potentially kill a show every week.
Mm-hmm.
The first 5 weeks we have done that,
yes. Or
I guess episode 1 was the thing. Whatever. 5 weeks. First 5 weeks actually watching these shows, we did do that. Last week was the first episode where everything was good. No one had the thoughts of death.
No, everybody gets to live. Maybe that will continue. Maybe it won't. You never know.
You never know.
You have a good feeling, but you never know.
Yeah.
So we got 5 shows to talk about this week and every week. And it's real good because we're starting with
86 episode 9.
Sayonara, Nisa.
Nisa.
Yeah.
He's on.
He did,
man. That's fucked up. I'm keeping this shit. I mean, we're all keeping it.
Yeah.
We're all keeping it.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Very anime. Very anime. Oh, shit.
My only complaint is I don't think the fight scene really hit as hard as probably it wanted to for me. The ending did. The ending.
Mm-hmm.
The ending was really good. The actual fight scene didn't really get me worked up or anything.
Yeah, I kind of agree. It feels like we're getting to some of the big fight scenes, and even last week it wasn't a fight scene, but it was the people confronting each other, shit hitting the fan thing or whatever. It almost seems like a different animation team. It's there's definitely a kind of a shift in style or whatever, and it's the shift makes it kind of it's the animation is not quite as, it seems more generic in some ways, sometimes the animation, but what Alex is getting, I mean, I think independent of the animation, I do kind of agree that it was for that being what seems like the big oh shit, they're busting out and getting out of the thing or whatever, the actual action part of it maybe didn't hit super hard to me. Mm-hmm. But I think this does just kind of hammer home that that's not even really necessarily the biggest strength of the show. I think the biggest strength of the show is the character moments, and that you saw that at the end because I love the end of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They all gone.
Mm-hmm.
And now she'll just get a new team and then new anime, right? Of course, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yes.
She's not going to try to follow them. No.
So, what makes me very curious for these next 2 episodes is this really seemed like the season finale.
It really did.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
that's the reason watching. I'm just wait, there's 2 more episodes, right? What the
So I'm very curious. I have to imagine we might see what's going on with the 86, go to their perspective, but I can also see them, at least for next episode, they focus on Lena and I guess the repercussions of what she just did, because she pretty much, I mean, not pretty much, she went against orders and protocol and all that kind of stuff.
It might be smart for her to leave.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do think she might have to. Before
Yeah.
I kind of agree. I think we probably won't see the whole squad until maybe like the last episode or something. Like if she joins them, which I'm not 100% sure if that's gonna happen anymore. Like
it's also like, I mean, they can do it in a lot of ways, I guess, but with what we know of the world, kind of how, because they're kind of in uncharted territory in a way, and she has no actual, very little experience to no experience of actually being outside those walls.
I think none, pretty much. Or I guess being in the helicopter with her father. Or something.
I'm about to say, what do you mean she was shot down?
Yeah, you're right.
That's enough life experience for me.
Yeah, so as far as getting to them, she'd probably need one of, I forget the names, the little robot things, but she doesn't know how to pilot it as far as we know.
And I'm sure that will be a thing. It'll be she will be completely like on her own, like probably her like very nice upbringing probably did not prepare her for whatever happens. But like I definitely think that we're gonna have like the squad there and her more of like two different things, and obviously they're gonna intersect again. But like I definitely thought that by the end of this season it would be she would have joined with them, and now I think that's probably not gonna happen until like later in season 2 or something. If anything, I think they're gonna be like separate paths now. And we might not see them at all the rest. I could see this just being Lena for the rest of the season potentially, because I think shit's about to hit the fan for her for sure. Yeah, but I mean, even just like her like running out there, whatever. This is a show where I feel like the anime dramatics, as far as emotion and everything, is kind of like. It never really rubs me the wrong way because it feels very warranted, because they do live in like racist hellscape. So I'm like, yeah, you probably should be distraught, you know?
Yeah. Trying to think. Well, despite I think the last episode or 2 episodes ago, I can't remember. We talked about it last week with Annette being like, "I never want to see you again." Lena's like, "Sup, bitch."
I'm back.
Oh, that kid you're talking about? Yeah, he's the one I've been talking about this whole time. So, you're helping me.
See, you're a piece of shit. Yeah,
we're all pieces of shit here.
Her character growth has been nice, and it's cool to see her like have the confidence to do that or whatever. Like, yeah, I thought it was a cool scene or whatever. And then, it makes it the whole like stepping out into the rain thing. It was very dramatic, but I liked it.
But it's love how they play with the whole. Yeah, we see they flip back and forth between Lena's or the 86 perspective, and it's like, at the beginning we saw 86 and just Lena's bombarded stuff, and then afterwards like, okay, this is how she got the stuff. Like, I think that's been a strength of the show throughout its run so far.
They really know how to take like one idea and then just like present it in such an interesting way where you get like one piece and then they reveal the other thing. They just like, I don't know if the manga, if there is a manga, does the same way, but
light novel,
yeah, whatever. Okay. But I could see this being one where the anime decided to like show things differently. I don't know, but like the pacing of how they do things like that is really well done.
I could see that. Yeah, since it's a novel, taking some liberties with it.
Yeah. And I've always this whole time, like I really for some reason the scenes whenever you're hearing them talk but you're only seeing Lena's reaction to it, they've done that for happy and sad scenes, and I like always think that it's like for some reason that just is like really good to me. It's like really impactful. Like she's another one that I've like is weirdly a lot of these anime this season. I feel like I've been talking about the facial acting of these like drawn anime characters, but I think hers are really, really good. She's very expressive.
So yeah, it's not like, yeah, we're gonna sleep tonight. Maybe we'll find a match.
Yeah, they're having this kind of like, hey, what are we gonna do when we leave? And she's like having an emotional breakdown. It's like, wait, what? Oh my god. I was like, well, I was thinking, I was like, wait, did you not know they were leaving? I was like, you could have figured this out, but I mean, it's still like I guess the reality hitting you is probably wrong. Yeah.
So do we know about the whole she can kind of look through their eye thing?
They talked about the capabilities. What's the little brain connectivity thing? I can't remember. but
Yeah.
they've mentioned it. They like episode 2-ish
Okay.
about some of the dangers of it, and that was like one of them.
Okay.
Like the dude mentioned in like it could cause like permanent blindness as well.
Yeah, I did. I thought that was. I like that scene because she's been. I talked about how she's like military commander, but I didn't expect her to be. She's very timid and very like kind of like lets them take the lead with so many things or whatever. Doesn't have a lot of confidence. But at that point, when she's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I don't give a shit." Okay, it's like I'm fucking doing this. It's like, yeah, it was nice.
Mm-hmm.
What did we think about Super Anime Brother and his that whole confrontation and his weird noodly arms?
I was like, what the fuck are those arms?
Yeah.
Damn aliens.
So do we still just think that, like, was he just a normal person that was being, like, weirdly, like, distorted by these things? Or is that...
I think they just lost, like, the way his emotions were never changed from when he died. So even if he, like, naturally just wasn't like that towards his brother, just in the heat of the moment as he died, he just had a lot of resentment, and that just carried over to, like, him as the robot is what...
Yeah, he's kind of amplified it, especially since he's kind of the one with more of a consciousness compared to obviously the other ones.
Yeah.
Yep. And you can kind of see it as well whenever Shin has the flashbacks and he remembers his brother like super kindly, except for the choking part. Other than that, super kindly, except for that one part, I think is the main reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cut to like little kid Lena doing that. Was that just like a weird thing in his head symbolizing what was happening then, like in the moment, or like you had little kid Lena who like brought something, like hit him or whatever. It was like there was a lot of like flashing between like a lot of stuff.
I think that was a vision thing. I don't think that's something like a flashback because you saw Shin's body, little kid body there. So
yeah.
That part is like, okay, this is kind of weird and maybe a little forced because was the whole Alina thing that impactful for him?
I was like, I could believe him just not even remembering who this little girl was. I was like,
yeah.
I mean, was that just like symbolizing what she was doing right then or something in a weird?
Yeah, I believe that. If I had one criticism of that episode, it's kind of that. That felt kind of, a little pointless.
It felt like them, trying to make the situation like more dramatic.
Yeah,
but it's not like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Or it doesn't really feel, kind of feels random or like some of that symbols. I mean, even like his weird body and the whole like Matrix thing or whatever was like slightly weird. Like I hope we get more explanation of what's going on. I hope that wasn't just we just want to make this look dramatic. You know?
Yeah.
Like
I imagine we will as we learn more about the Legion and stuff. I imagine that's where it's going because they're kind of going more into enemy territory.
Yes, which I'm glad this is ending with going into uncharted territory because you can go a lot of directions.
Well, it's not ending with that.
Yes,
we don't know where.
Well, I just mean this whole season will.
I'm
actually I'm happy that this, even though this felt like a finale, I'm happy we have 2 more episodes because I think there's a
almost set to chew on.
Yeah.
Yeah, non-spoiler stuff because like been mentioned, I'm following a thread on the forum that I frequent, mentioning as far as this 86 goes, it seems like the season's probably going to end about the end of volume 1. So it looks like they're kind of maybe doing a pace up a volume season or something. But apparently it gets really crazy after it's like in unexpected directions. Again, I have no idea what that is, but
that's what I like to hear.
Yep,
I'm down.
Cool.
Alrighty, let's move on to Megalo Box Nomad episode 10.
I'm saving it. Clearly.
Yeah.
I thought this was a really good one.
Yeah, of course.
I really, really like this one. It is very true that these human beings don't know how to express their emotions other than punching each other. That's the only way they know how to solve their emotional problems.
Listen, he didn't grow up in a good household. This is all they know, Darby. This is all they know.
Toxic masculinity at its finest.
It is the way they express themselves. I mean, sometimes it leads to punching a 16-year-old, but sometimes that's what they need.
Yeah. He asked
Sometimes
for it.
Let him do
Sometimes
this.
the 6-year-old.
The 16-year-old needs to walk away bleeding.
Yeah.
That's just how this is gonna go.
Hey, he held back. Hey, and Joe's in worse shape than him at the end of the episode.
I mean, that being said, I thought about that as I was watching this. So it was like, yeah, this is definitely, yeah, it's very, very masculine and very like instead of having an emotional moment talking to each other, we have an emotional moment punching each other and then we hug or whatever. But that being said,
Hug
it
it
works. It fucking works. I mean, it was very good. I thought that was. Even for like Sachiro is not like necessarily my favorite character or whatever, and like I think sometimes in this season it's just been like, okay, we gotta flip over to him being moody for a few minutes because we have to keep that up for this payoff. But that being said, by the time we got here, it was like, okay, yeah, this worked for me. This landed. You know?
Yeah, we got 3 more episodes of non-moody Sachio. At least I'm moody towards Joe. What was I about to say? Oh, I do appreciate it even at the end or whatever. Joe owns the fact. No, just kind of we talked about it. People not just forgiving. It was like, nope, leaving was my fault. No matter what you said, like that's all on me. That was me running away from the problems. And,
Yep.
and
Yeah,
they're
I'm
not
glad
really changing.
They're leaning more into that, and like because I think we were all slightly worried. It's like, are they going to go off the off ramp of Sachio? Well, Sachio ever told him to leave? It's like, no. It seems like there's like, yeah, no, he's. Were you about to say something, Alex?
Don't remember honestly. Kind of just lost it there.
Oh yeah, it's funny that
Lost in the sauce for a second.
It seems like we are like kind of ramping back up towards. It's like starting to become more similar to, at least in content, to season 1 of Megalo Box.
We're getting a big fight.
Getting back to like emotional beats between the characters leading up to big like boxing match and the big thing or whatever. But that being said, I think the like tone and vibe, because of the whole season leading up to this, you definitely have a very different. It has a different feel about it, even if it's becoming visually and plot wise more.
There's more to the big, what we presume will be the big final boxing match than. I just want to win this tournament and be the best.
Yeah,
a little more to it, and there's obviously a lot more going on with Mac. And does Mac have some relation to Chief? Because they keep on looking at that bird and flashbacks to Chief's. Like, okay, is there a little more to that, or is that just kind of?
I can see it.
Just some similarities and leaving it at that.
They're from the same place.
Yeah,
I have a feeling probably so.
yeah.
But like, yeah, also Mac as a character, I think. I mean, it's not that Yuri was like this antagonist. You kind of cheered for Yuri too, but it's definitely even more so with Mac. I feel like they're trying to make him a very sympathetic character. That's to be and just like I think all the different people like looking up to Joe and everything has been nice, and just looking at the show on a macro scale or whatever. I really do appreciate that they had the whole beginning of the show and the whole Chief arc and everything be like, it's not really plot important as far as the like point to point plot or whatever, but they were okay with spending. We're gonna spend like 4 or 5 episodes on this to build character, and it's like I think Joe is a completely different character because of that arc, even if nothing else ends up mattering from it, which I think it will, like you said. But even if it didn't, I appreciate it. It's like, no, we're gonna spend this much time because like the whole first half of the show is basically just a character. Most of the season has been a character study rather than like this plot, which I think is cool. I think it was a cool direction for it.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else was in here. That's general thing, just kind of. We got stuff with I forget her name, the CEO girl's company or whatever. She's like, we want to get out of this. See, the board's like, but that will bankrupt us.
But capitalism.
Yeah.
That's 70% of our profits right there.
Yeah. We have to build super soldiers and let people kill each other.
It's Listen, what I know we said no working with the military, but hey,
money,
makes that money.
Yep.
Yeah, her thing and that whole stuff is probably the most we have to do plot, like, we have to do this stuff for plot, like in this show or whatever. To where it's like I'm not like super attached to any of those characters, but like it's like okay, we gotta check in there and like keep this going. I'm wondering like how far are they really gonna go with that? Because I'm not expecting it to be like some big crazy thing, but obviously something's gonna happen with this whole like military thing. I mean, I'm sure she's gonna break away. Okay, we're obviously she's the character we're supposed to like care about.
Yeah, well, the brothers report or whatever talking about it, what Mac time is, it'll probably be like proven, and then the whole thing will be shut down. It's probably how it's gonna go.
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring.
How is that gonna get relevant to Joe?
Because he's fighting Mac.
I mean, it's not. It's more. It's relevant to Mac in the fight.
Probably,
that's it.
No.
Kind of like the military stuff in general. Technically, Joe had not really, you talk about the last season. Joe had not really much to do with it.
No,
yeah. A lot of the plot points they bring up are like, even in season 1, don't directly affect Joe. It affects who Joe is fighting, and that's the way you connect through that character is these other plot points, aka Mac time, like little microchip man.
So what do you guys think is wrong with Joe at the end there? Do you think it's just exhaustion, something to withdrawal?
Drugs coming back.
Yeah, my immediate reaction was drug withdrawal type things, but I definitely think the door is open for potentially something else. But that was my thought.
Maybe years of doing Megalo Box and getting hit in the head or something.
You don't have those magical orbs yourself most of the time.
Now, do you think? I mean, it's not. Megalo Box has definitely had like Megalo Box season 1 definitely had some plot points that made you think like that they basically just did to add drama and sow some doubt, and then they would turn around and be like, okay, but he won anyway despite the odds or whatever. Do you think that's what this is, or do you think this is actually hinting towards like Joe's not going to be fit for this and something else is going to happen? Like
I feel like he's going to fight.
Yeah,
that's going to happen.
Like I'm gonna be kind of surprised we go through this and he doesn't put on Chief's gear for the fight.
Yeah,
and goes by Nomad.
Yes.
I mean, maybe
Nomad Joe.
Maybe that's just it. Is like you shouldn't go out there with no gear. You're gonna get fucking destroyed.
I can see it going that direction.
Especially since they've already talked about Chief's gear being super defensive as well. So perfect to go and get some Mac time.
True.
So he weekends at Bernie's. He gets Chief's dead body, puts the gear on it, and then goes out into the ring and flails him around.
Yes, of course. Then it turns out that Mac is Chief's son.
Oh fuck. Shit. Did we ever how did we leave off immigrant people? They
got the land
from. Like, I mean, like did and little kid I guess just stop being a shithead with
pretty
the other
much
people, and that was like
yeah.
Is there any reason to believe they're coming back in some way?
Maybe as a cameo, them watching the fight.
Yeah, that's probably
that's what I kind of expect to be in. The only way in a meaningful way is for some reason Mac does have a connection to them.
Yeah. Good show.
Good show. Now, is Odd Taxi a good show?
I don't know.
They did it again this week, so now.
I'm starring it, Alex.
I noticed it. I noticed it like very hardcore this time. I was too busy talking.
But Alex,
to Jeff
are you scarring it?
Yeah, I'm scarring it.
Okay, me too. Okay, start by Odd Taxi.
Yeah, by Odd Taxi. I'm still gonna watch it, but I'm gonna be very upset every time.
And talk about it on the show.
And talk about it on the
we
show.
are scarring it.
I love that we haven't even said what it did. We have not out loud said what it did.
I mean, the opening, it's ruined.
Anyone who cares knows.
Yeah, if you're watching Odd Taxi, you know.
They did shorten in the beginning like in half, and it is very off-putting because especially just because it's so good.
Yeah.
Very off-putting. I was definitely when we started watching and it was like it just like skipped like 30 seconds in the song. It's like someone hit skip twice. It's like wait, no.
Yeah.
No, it's all wrong. So wrong. They said "ow" before the cat did
yeah,
it
I know,
the wrong
they were
time.
saying it. He was so It was off with the cat. The cat's supposed to say it.
My immersion.
Didn't have the fucking pop stars doing the clicks, and I was off on an awful show.
Alex just shut the show off. I can't do this.
So should we talk about the actual episode now?
I guess.
I guess.
So we can go ahead and bring this up because it's not really that relevant to the rest of the episode, but we can talk about it here. We start with the Homo sapiens losing the comedy competition, and that
They're in the losers bracket.
true, and that high school student giraffe kid was like, "Yo, team up with me," and Boar guy's like, "No."
If you're a teenager.
Yeah, this is gonna look very weird.
Yeah, like I'm in my 40s, dude. No.
Yeah. So I'm curious how that's gonna go into the overarching.
It's
plot.
Odd Taxi, so because this episode it seems very random and out of place.
Yes.
But in the finale, it's gonna be
We have 3 more
incredibly important.
episodes.
It's gonna be incredibly important.
Who knows what can happen?
The fucking pace the show keeps moving in now.
Yep. Yeah, and then a lot of stuff happens after that. The end.
Yeah, this is the whole dash cam footage thing, right? From a lot of this going back and forth, and then,
Yeah, well, we
he's
got,
getting the guy, or I guess that started last week too. But then him getting dog guy or whatever, kind of like looping him in. Oh yeah, we have to talk about dog guy making him go to the thing, trying to kill him. This is like the most violent Odd Taxi's ever gotten. But then
Shirakawa
oh my god,
with her Brazilian
Kick.
kung fu. 10 out of 10.
when the music just starts playing and that light just shot of her, just oh my
Doing the same motion.
Yep.
just canned animation. It was so fucking funny.
And that's how it is when you play as the Brazilian characters in Tekken. They were my mains for a little bit. So I knew all about that. It's like, wait, is she doing? Yeah.
You're doing the shit. Yeah, I thought that was an incredible reintroduction of her, and like, goddamn, Otakawa was going hard on all this shit.
Yeah, and the dog's like, no, you're gonna betray them. Like, but will I go to jail? Maybe, but you're doing it anyway.
I mean, this
I
shit.
don't wanna.
The show was legit like an incredibly amazing like thriller mystery like heist type thing because Otakawa is giving me serious anxiety where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna play these two mob like Yakuza people against each other. I'm like, oh god,
Get them both arrested.
oh, what if one of them finds out, you mad lad, absolute mad lad.
Yeah.
So why does he care so much is kind of what I want to know. It's like Otakawa was a
Because
hard
he killed
character
a
to
girl,
put
so
in.
he's going to jail anyway.
I hope not.
I think it at least had to do with Shirakawa at the beginning, at least in relation to Dobu. And then it's just kind of going, it's like, might as well take these guys. Well, and then the other side, the monkey guy messed with him. So at least now it's like, they mess with 2 people I care about. But I know we kind of care about this for...
But definitely between everyone saying it's like, Otakawa, like, yeah, this is bad stuff, but you really don't need to get involved. And he's like, no, I really want to get involved. And then also them revealing all these things about his mental condition and everything else. It's like, there's obviously something up. Like, he did something like Alex said, or like he's mentally, like, there's something weird about Otakawa, obviously. I mean, this is not news to say. I'm just saying it's getting, his behavior is getting more and more like action movie craziness, which is like very against what it seemed like he was at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I just can't figure the man out,
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it, but
Yeah. A lot of crazy stuff.
still don't feel like I'm any closer to knowing what the mystery is behind his thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, and we gotta talk about the name drop, the title drop.
Or the taxi.
Like that's a stupid name.
Name of the mission.
Odd Taxi.
Why is it called that?
You can't say it's a stupid name. That's the name of the show. Shh.
So good. 10.
Yeah. So what do we think about this whole plan? Are we? I mean, I'm excited. I wanted the show to keep going on immediately because I want to know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Trying to think.
I feel like this is gonna get fucked up somewhere.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
How? I have no idea. I mean, Nobu's smart, so he might be somewhat on to Otakawa. I mean, I'd be honestly a little more surprised if he wasn't.
Yeah. But even Otakawa, like, there was also the scene where like Otakawa seems to like flip really fast. He's like, I think Adobe might be a nice guy, or whatever. And then immediately, like, I forgot what Alpaca Lady said, and then he was like, "Yeah, you know what? Fuck them."
Yeah, fuck him.
I was like, "Oh damn, okay, shit."
I don't think what else was in here. Do.
All right.
Let's see. Oh yeah.
Yono knows the lottery card was badly photoshopped as well.
Yeah.
Little rapping porcupine's going to mess him up.
I like how he's like to the polar bear with his sleuthing skills. Like, yo, that's creepy.
Yeah. Yo, man, that's kind of creepy.
It scared me.
I meant no, that was great. Yeah, that whole thing, like, that was very elaborate. Even the little things where it's like, we did this, and this, and like it even like gave me, it was like, oh, that's how terrifying.
So I guess we can get to the last scene where Otakawa is in his apartment and they reveal who the body they found in the river or whatever was. It was Mystery Kiss member Yuki Mitsuya, and then Otakawa mutters, "It's not her." Ba-ba-bam.
Yes.
So it sounds like that body's been there for a while. So that means this has just been a Mystery Kiss person that's kind of been gone.
Gone since, I guess, like we know when she was in the taxi with him or whatever. That's the last.
Yeah, like I guess before the show technically started.
Yeah.
Because they have this. I think, if I understand correctly, it's hard with these Japanese names, unfortunately. The black cat they have in the group now is pretty much, I think, is using that name. And I was reminded by someone, etc., that said, the fanboy mentioned, or someone mentioned that, her dancing hasn't been as good lately.
Oh shit!
Oh god!
God damn it! But when they were like, she's the same one,
and they
that
wear
was,
masks too.
Yeah.
Oh god!
Yeah, and she's the same one that in the first like 2 episodes that she was like really unhappy in the group or whatever, and they were focusing on her. I remember there being scenes where it was like they were focusing on her having to go out there and do the shit or whatever. Like, I feel like I want to go back and like watch that conversation now. I know that the other two, not the main Mystery Kiss girl, but the other two, and she was one of them, were like having a conversation when they were having to like sell CDs or whatever. I really feel like I want to go back and like look at that conversation now. So we think like she's been replaced, but then whenever he says it's not her, so who is he expecting it to be? You know, it's like
The girl he dumped in the river, Darby.
Yeah.
Who the fuck was he talking to in the closet when the body was already in the river?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, I will say I didn't watch the preview, but the title for the next episode is apparently If We Go Back to That Day. So we're probably going to get some answers.
I'm not emotionally prepared for answers.
You're getting them up.
See, at this point, I feel like they could like come out and be like, "Yep, it's exactly what it looked like. He killed her. He did this, whatever. Shit, like Otakawa did a bad thing or whatever." And that would be surprising because it's playing it straight would almost be surprising at this point.
Yeah.
So it's like I really don't know what they would fucking expect.
Yeah. I don't know either. Oh yeah, going back to your plan, the whole plan thing real quick. We were talking about last week about when Dobu got shot? We think it might have been Skull Mask.
Yeah.
I've seen some people point out that it might be one of the diamonds, the dog police officers. Because someone who commented on our last video, Mr. Ohithar, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, said, I think it's one of the Diamond brothers who shot Dobie at the harbor. If you compare the guns, it's a different model revolver.
Oh, shit.
So
I wonder if we've seen one of them, their guns or something before.
Yeah. So it could be if it's bigger Damon, that he betrays Dobu.
Yeah, I mean that would kind of make sense. There's definitely like Big Damon is definitely way smarter, obviously, than Little Damon, and there definitely is something more. I mean, like he's not like loyal to Dobu. I would say he's just like bribes and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they hide it a lot. Like it seemed like they like it was just like a hand and whatever. They definitely want you to think that it was the killer man or whatever, but like they're absolutely hiding something. They're making it not very obvious.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting.
Indeed.
There's so many fucking variables because there's like now the two Yakuza type people are being played against each other. There's also a weird crazed guy in the mask
Tanaka,
chasing after him with a gun. They're also going after Lottery Man, and then there's also a mysterious dead girl, and then a person replacing the dead girl, and then there's guys with a comedy competition that probably is going to be the biggest, most important thing of all of this. Somehow it's like I don't know. There's just so many fucking.
Oh, and Garuki continuing to do his investigation.
His research.
So these last 3 episodes, ooh, babe,
man,
we're gonna be seeing some shit.
I have full faith in them sticking to landing. They do so much in every episode. I'm like, do it.
Yep,
it's good shit.
Let's talk about how much Shadow House does in an episode.
Significantly less, but I had a lot of fun this one. I think this one was better.
It was.
Save,
They're actually getting somewhere.
Yeah, and now we know the whole thing with Edward. Wait, that's his name, right?
Yes.
Yeah. His whole thing last week. Oh, that's just something that happens with dolls and Shadow Masters. They just kind of fuse
They
into
become
one.
Yeah.
They pretty much possess them, which is pretty fucked up.
Your face is showing.
Huh.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So whatever she's like, your face is showing. I guess we should believe that used to be a person.
Yeah, 100%.
No, Darby, a doll, not a person.
Yes.
You're right.
people.
You're right. I'm so sorry. But then it's like it's weird because then who are these shadows or whatever who are like the same shape and everything? Like like Kate is like looks the same as you would think that like they took their body. I guess they just take their body anyway later, but like Kate can like you know what I mean? Like we have Shadow and Doll like moving around independently right now or whatever. But obviously those Shadow Masters have fused.
At some point they just
I mean maybe
we don't know exactly what point it happens at. Obviously,
yeah.
It's not doesn't happen right after the debut because people have done the debut. We've seen them like Barbie and the other girls.
I'm about to say, it just showed Barbie, who's a star bearer as well. So it looks like rank doesn't necessarily matter, at least now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also
It
wondering
might be a coming of age thing.
Why do they do it? Especially if they're still just living as soot monsters the whole time anyway. Like they don't show
maybe
those
to go out in public. Who knows what's out in the real world? We'll start just in one little mansion.
Very true.
Yeah, I mean, at least at the moment, I don't think there's no answer given. That's
No,
one of the
I'm
things we
not.
gotta
I'm
learn.
not asking these questions like where are these at? I'm asking these like I'm wondering this. So, like,
I don't know. Yeah, and maybe it's something like with the suit powers. Maybe it gives them more control over it or something. It could be a part of it. Maybe they have like a lifespan, but if they have a host per se, the lifespan is expanded.
Yeah, potentially. All those are
So
I definitely we're obviously I think probably heading towards a part where Kate realizes that's what she's supposed to do, and she's like, "No." Fuck
the thing is, what's interesting is I feel like we're gonna have that with about all
of
the
them,
these main 5.
They're all way too close to their dolls.
Yeah, and they keep on mentioning that, and and they're wondering like, okay, what's Edward doing? Because this kind of what the kind of test he's giving is kind of cultivating this a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's also, I mean,
Balls are thinking too much.
yeah. It's also Edward wants Kate and Miliko to fail, but it's like, okay, what is Edward's end game with all this?
Yeah, I can't figure him out.
And it's very interesting.
Because like they almost make it seem like Edward is like trying to rebel against them, and like again, like you said, trying to cultivate them to potentially rebel or something. But then you get Edward's inner monologue, and that doesn't sound like that's like he doesn't really sound like he's on the doll's side either. So I think he's probably out for his own personal gain. Who knows what the fuck that is exactly. And if he is a fused Shadow Master and doll and everything, then why is he still like? I mean, I guess does he just tell them he's a doll and he's not really or something?
Yeah.
Like basically is what we're doing. He's like kind of a plant, basically.
Yeah, they don't. It looks like they don't want the lower level shadows knowing that. So like, might as well disguise yourself as the doll.
Yeah, because if they knew, obviously they'd really be one of them. It's like, I can't get close to you.
Yeah.
There'd at least be one that's a little more.
Yeah, I'm sure the shadows don't know. The low level shadows know very little, so they obviously don't know that that's a thing. You know, clearly. But yeah, I'm happy that we're getting out of the maze. I mean, I think it was a very satisfying kind of like conclusion to it. But I am happy to.
You're talking about, or the John's the Shadow Master for John and Sean. Which one's the Shadow Master? John. He fucking punched a boulder.
I was like, oh, he's gonna sacrifice himself. Wow, and then
like, huh. Neat. Are we gonna? Is this gonna come to a shonen fight series?
I was say, Kate has power to manipulate Soot. John has power to punch Soot. Like,
like explosions, and so and we
hey, I'm sorry, guys. That was more entertaining action than anything I saw in Tokyo Revengers. I'm sorry, it's the better shonen we got. He fucking punched a boulder and exploded. Okay.
Yeah,
it was fun stuff. I was like, I was like slightly expecting someone to get cut with those shears at some point. They kept like passing around from person to person. It's like eventually someone's gonna cut a bitch. No bitches were cut.
No, and the test's still not over. Stuff could still happen.
Good stuff, yes, for sure. But yeah, it was definitely like nothing like crazy happened, but I still think it was definitely satisfying getting to the end of all this. But they're going down the route of even Draco Malfoy is getting humanized and getting like.
I just kind of like it,
endearing.
looking at back up. I mean, I know it's not over this little arc as a whole. It's like how much kind of either development or personality we got all of like most of the Shadow Masters and dolls. Yeah, kind of their relationships grow. I really like that.
Yeah,
you get like, the least amount was probably Kate out of all of them.
Yeah, I guess.
Then again, we've seen Kate the most out of all of them, so we already kind of had that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was definitely probably more for everyone else, to get them up to speed of the, I mean, but you get people like...
just look at...
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, you just look at time spent, it's like just clear. It's like supposed to be for the other Shadow Masters / mostly for the other dolls besides Emiliko, who did get a lot of screen time.
Yeah. And you see people like, even showing the Shadow Masters, like you're saying, that like kind of without you even realizing it, it's like, I really like John. He's really weird. Yeah. It's like he just like walks around like doing dumb shit.
Keeping score between. Yeah. It's like, when did we both get a second one?
It ends in a draw.
So wait, y'all are gonna stop now? It's tied 2-2. It's like, what?
Yeah.
It's really funny. And even the other one who's just like, she's like, I'm gonna just yell out and she'll know. It's like, what? It's like, she's obsessed with me. It was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she did it, and sure enough, she's just like, oh my god. I was like, but they have a lot of personality for it, kind of like we said, very slowly without you even realizing it. It's like, oh yeah, I kind of know everyone's characteristics at this point.
Yeah, and it's just also mentioned it before. Fun seeing the different. I mean, all the shadow, like at least this group, the Shadow Masters and I guess for Rums, because that relationship's kind of nothing at the moment. So we'll see how that goes. But at least for the other ones, it's nice to just see they're friendly with their Shadow Masters for the most part, but the relationships are also very different between them.
Yes.
So it's fun to see those dynamics.
Yeah. But the fact that all of them, even Draco Malfoy, have gotten to this like happy point where they've bonded and everything, it's like, yeah, we definitely taken the fight to the top at some point. Very interested to see how this ends now.
Yep. So we got 4 more episodes, and it looks like this is going to end. This whole
Have they
thing's going to end.
said that this is like the end of the trial or whatever? I know they're not all supposed to make it though. That was the whole thing. They were saying like,
yeah,
people
or
were
at least
supposed
historically that's not
to,
the
people
case.
were not supposed to all make it.
I don't know. I guess we don't know, but kind of make it sound like, I mean, at least this part's going to be done. So
Yeah.
curious to see where it goes. I think so, with the way they were kind of doing the celebration thing at the end.
They'll have to
Yeah,
come up with something.
All the other Shadow Masters being there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they'll just pass all of them and they'll come back to bite them because you're going to put this whole group that likes each other and works well together.
Like they said, they can't like mass produce Star Bearers.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't surprise me if that is the case in this one.
So yeah.
Good stuff.
Let's see. And we're ending, last but not least, to your attorney.
Certainly not least. My boy Gugu's getting his
Protect
girl.
Gugu at all costs.
They had a little faint there in the middle of the episode, acting like Gugu was about to be dead.
Yeah, it's like, don't you do this now.
They've done that several times, and it's like,
These flags.
you can't do this twice in a row. You can ruin Gugu's life, whatever, but you can't kill March and Gugu.
Well, they keep on planning all these death flags. And once I die, and you end with that tree thing being there again. I'm like, no, don't you do this.
Fuck you.
I can already see them. Like the tree thing absorbs all of them, the forms again. And
Gugu.
yeah,
is the only
Gugu
one
dies.
left.
Yeah, so he becomes takes Gugu's form.
It's happening to us again. They slowly over multiple episodes.
So my hope is just because I like Gugu and just from a storytelling perspective. Is,
Little girl should die then.
yes,
correct, Jeff, you're right.
Yes.
someone has to die.
Well, I was kind of hoping like because all the flags and this would be the third arc in a row where a child in particular dies. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping they kind of go against that because you kind of expect it and go the opposite. No, Gugu lives. Maybe everyone lives. Like I don't, I think we can. We don't need someone to die.
Right. I think the answer is you have a big plot thing, which you have what seems like the quote unquote antagonist of the series or whatever here right now. So I think you have some big plot revelation, but no one dies. So I think that's probably the way that you played this one. For what that is exactly, I don't know. But props to the show again, because like don't get me wrong, I've liked this these last few episodes a lot or whatever, but I definitely, and I still do think that it's worse, but I would have definitely said it's like this is definitely multiple steps below March Imperium, and that whole storyline or whatever, that whole arc or whatever, which I still do think I prefer that other arc or whatever, but it's like I've definitely gotten here. They took a different route, and I think it was like less like March was like there's no way you're not going to get attached to March. It's like we are like putting her in the most perilous, terrible situations, and she's aggressively adorable. Like they know what they're doing. I feel like Gugu was kind of more of a slow thing where you just got to like you just saw him like grow and saw him like go through all these things to the point where it's like. Yeah, March was more obvious from the very get-go. It's like, yes, I will be upset if this girl dies or whatever.
Yeah. Gugu has a little more layers to him.
Gugu was like, it took a while, but like once you got there, like you said, I didn't even realize how much I cared about Gugu until he's running in that forest, and I'm like, fuck you, show, no.
Yeah.
Which the show does a very good job of doing that.
Yeah, and just at that point, even if the arc starts like, okay, this is weird or slow or whatever, it's like I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt from here on out. It's like, okay, I know we're going somewhere, just whatever you have at this point. Because it's like when we were comparing it to kind of compare it to Odd Taxi in particular, because at least to me these are at least my two favorites of the season. I think I mentioned To Your Turn being my favorite at some point, probably about the end of the March arc. But yeah, you said the pacing kind of slowed down a little bit. Not a bad thing, because this thing is going to go on longer. But yeah, I think they've done a really good job with their pacing, despite this one being slower. I think they've adapted well to it.
No.
Yep.
And I mean, as much as I think these characters are fucking bizarre and they were a bunch of assholes for the last like 2 episodes or whatever, I really did like his conversation with her. It was very cute. It was like 2 kids can't really like, he can't really express what he wants or whatever, but like he's very expressive even though he's like Gugu's funny. Gugu's funny and he's very expressive even though he's kind of shy. But
I kind of thought at some point, like, watch Rin's injury just be like the tiniest scratch. Like,
I was thinking that too.
It fucking is. Like, I bet you hate me now. It's like, what the what?
I love that they
Can't even see it. I love his reaction.
I love that so many times they've hinted at she has this really dark backstory, this really dark past or whatever, and like that's that's why like you really don't want to know. But every single time it's been like, oh wait, no, you're just a spoiled rich kid. Like every time, every step of the way. And I love it. That's just like she's just running away from home because she's bored and rich. It's like that's literally it, and I love it.
They buy me green, but my favorite color is purple. My life is hell.
It's true though.
And the pain,
Yep.
How could someone do that to her?
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I think we're conditioned to expect, like, oh yeah, she's running away from home because she has an abusive father or something. It's like, nope. That's great. And like I said, Gugu, I really feel like a lot of shows probably would have taken he's like lashes out all the time, or he's just like completely silent and like around people and everything or whatever. It's like he's obviously very sad and he has a right to be sad or whatever. But again, there's a lot of levity in there. Like he has a sense of humor in the whole like he was like, no, what the fuck? You're an idiot. It's like a tiny thing. It's like I feel like a lot of other shows wouldn't have done. They would have been like, no, we can't make this character that lighthearted. You're supposed to really feel sorry for him. It's like, no, you can do both. You can. The character can actually be a character with like cool personality, but you still feel horrible for him. Yeah, because that plays into it. It's like Gugu should be a very successful, awesome person because he has a great personality and everything like that. It's just society won't let him. Yeah.
Very curious when Rin, is that her name? Rin?
Yeah, Rin.
Gonna find out that or what exactly happened in that Gugu poster, and I guess why.
He's got a whole anime battle to survive first.
This is true.
They both do, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I guess March is gone from his rotation, from his from his Pokeball list.
Yeah.
Stole that one.
I was wondering when the thing returned if it was going to be the exact same tree monster, or if it was going to be a different form.
Well, we did. I mean, at the very beginning, the very first time we saw the tree monster thing in the opening, there was a tree version of March that we never saw during that thing. So I didn't know if that was just a red herring, or it seems like it wasn't. It was just now we're getting that.
Yeah.
So I still can't figure out in the opening. It seems like they're usually not actual straight up lies. They're just misleading. Like they had the adult March, but that was just like a metaphor.
I can't wait for the zombie people, because the zombie people are straight up like people you see in the opening he's hanging out with. So it's just like, well, let's see if those people actually do become zombies.
All fuck. Cool shit.
Oh yeah. Okay, I think we should mention this, and I guess maybe how we feel about it. The fact that Fushi can make fruit and items appear out of nowhere, just create them as long as they stimulate him.
No one show this man sex.
I don't even know what that would mean.
He makes a woman. It's like, Fushi, you see women as objects?
Oh no. The rules for this man's powers are getting like more and more broad, where it's like y'all can really do fucking anything with this case.
No, he is actual god.
Yeah.
Like they have the thinnest of like anything that has an impression on him. It's like you can probably justify making literally fucking anything with that.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with him being like, he is basically all powerful and can do whatever, but he has to learn how the fuck to do it. He has to learn, but you basically gave God powers to a baby.
Yeah.
It's like, so he can do anything, but he doesn't know shit. So it's like it's a decent trade-off.
And at least some, I mean, I guess we don't know like limits to the creation stuff, but at least the transformation stuff, at least they're going with the in-universe thing, kind of like maybe we were thinking that they got to be dead. Like, it's got to be someone who has potentially died.
Well, I mean, but he's just making objects at this point, though.
No, I know.
Objects are alive.
Yeah. I know, but I'm saying, like, I mean,
I'm
is
saying
this man going to make a mountain one day? He's like, that mountain was really
well,
pretty.
I'm saying, like, as far as, at least right now, he can't just do anything. At least, what we know, some limits. We just don't know limits for the object-making stuff.
I mean that I mean that by the end, I'm saying he probably has the power to do anything, to do like way bigger things than we see him do now, but he doesn't know he can do it. Like, he could do this fruit thing probably the whole time. He just didn't know he could do it. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we flipped right now to the very last episode of To Your Eternity, it'd probably be like, what the fuck? Fushi can do all this? It's like, he always could do that. He just didn't know. He's he's learning about this too. He's like, oh shit, I made a pair. Fuck. That's what I mean by he can do anything. I'm not saying he's going to start doing anything next episode. I'm just saying, like, that power is in him, but, like, it's held back enough because of his knowledge. Like,
this man gonna bring someone back to life.
That would be the
Let's
least surprising
do it.
thing. Yeah.
He's gonna create Earth 2.
Yep.
All the humans are gonna go to Earth 2 and split the resources between each other.
I mean, would you be that surprised?
Just as intended.
Again, like, I obviously wouldn't want to spoil myself, but part of me would like to, like, see right now just like a quick glimpse of Fushi doing something in, like, the very last season for me to just think, like, how the fuck did you get there? He's gonna become the anime protagonist he was always meant to be.
Yeah. Very curious. Yep. I'm gonna have to really contemplate with, like, once we're done with the season, like, do I want to jump on that manga? Is the sun going? Let's see.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Anime Gauntlet. Be sure to check back in next week. Same time, same place for more goodness. We're getting down to the wire here, y'all. We're getting close to the end of several of these shows.
Yep.
Fun shit.
2 to 4 episodes left for most of them. Besides To Your Eternity, we're not even halfway down with the season.
Yeah. But we'll see how that goes. Last plug, because next time we do one of these, it'll be over. Make sure if you are a gamer that you go to twitch.tv/nerds@large-gaming and follow us there, because we're going to be doing live reactions to the E3 conferences, and then the Nerds at Large Gaming podcast posts every Monday. We will be doing recap shit. I guess Elden Ring will be there, according to Jeff Keighley. So
I believe in Jeff.
Look forward to that. And until next time, anime.
Anime is life.